We are going to look at examples today of functions and not functions for a table, a mapping, and a graph. So for a table, or the function, we're going to fill in our x values. So -2, 0, 1, and 2. My y values are 2, 3, -1, and 4. This is a function because, and I'm writing on the left, the flat, each input or x value is paired with one output or y value. Notice here our x values or inputs do not repeat. Okay, let's look at a table that is not a function. So -3, -1, -1, and 2. And then I have -2, 2, 1, and -3. This is not a function. If we're looking the x value or the input -1 is paired with two outputs or two y values. It goes to 2 and 1. So let me show you what I mean. Right here. See how the x value or the input of -1 repeats itself. So this is not a function. Okay, let's look at the mapping. That's a function. And I'm going to use the same numbers that I used above in the table. So I'm going to write -2, 0, 1, and 2. And I'm going to draw an arrow. -2 goes to 2, 0 goes to 3, 1 goes to -1, and 2 goes to 4. This is a function because each x value, or we could say input, is paired with exactly one and only one output or y value. Notice we only have one arrow coming out of each x value. One arrow. Okay, let's move into the mapping that is not a function. And again, we're going to use the same values that we did above in the table. So I'm going to write my -3, -1, and 2. And -3 was going to -2. -1 was going to 2 and 1. And 2 was going to -3. Make sure you have your arrows. And this is not a function, or this does not work because of this right here. The x value, or the input, of -1 is paired or maps to two outputs. Notice we have 2 arrows coming out of it, which is not okay. -1 is mapped to 2 and 1. That x value, that input, has 2 outputs. Doesn't work. Okay, for the graph that is a function, we are going to graph the ordered pairs from the table above. Okay, remember, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis. So I need to go left and right, and then I'm going to go up and down. So my first ordered pair, x is -2, y is +2. So I'm going to go over 1, 2 to -2, and up to +2. Then I had 0, 1, 2, 3. Over to 1, down to -1, over 2, up 4. So if I am going to determine whether this graph is a function or not, I'm going to use the vertical line test. So I'm going to draw vertical lines down through. And notice that these vertical lines only pass through one point, through one ordered pair. So this is a function because it passes the vertical line test. Which means anywhere that we draw a vertical line up and down, it passes through one point, and only one point. So the vertical line test, we draw vertical lines down and it only passes through one point. Okay, then let's do the graph that's not a function. And I'm going to use the order pairs above in that table. So my first one says -3, -2. So let's go over to -3, down to -2, over to -1, up 1, over to -1, up 2, over to 2, down to -3. So now, if I draw vertical lines here, look what happens right here. So this graph does not pass the, and then look, I'm going to abbreviate, vertical line test. Does not pass the vertical line test because it passes through 2 points. This vertical line touches 2 points.